split, and then again we will come back and we will complete this session. So, without any delay, and again I welcome all the devotees present over here and the participants of this Calcutta Public School. Without any delay, I want to request our guardian, Honorable Secretary Sir, and Principal Man to light the lamp of this school. Sir, please. I request Mr. Man, Arti Saurabh also, to escort the evening feast. Arti Man, please, you also come. Resource person, please, you also. Bhavataranam Bhavaharanam Bhavataranam Bhavaharanam Bhavataranam Bhavaharanam Karunakaram Jagadishwaram Bhavataranam Bhavaharanam Karunakaram Jagadishwaram Tarataranam Bhavaharanam Karunakaram Jagadishwaram. So, Om in the light. Om Swasti na Indro Rudhastva Swasti na Pukha Vishwavedaha Swasti na Rakshi Arashtinemi Swasti na Brihaspati Tadhatu. Thank you. This was the end of the inauguration ceremony. Thank you, sir. I thank all the students of this Calcutta Public School and the participants. Now I request Principal Man to come a few words here.
Good morning everyone. Today again we all are gathered here for the class training. So today's topic is gender sensitivity. This topic is seriously very sensitive in itself. And our resource person Summi, she has a very good command on this topic because this topic is related to her subject. So definitely today we learn and hear something new. And whatever today we learn now, we want to apply to our children because definitely in this topic we get something very new thing about the girl's child. So about their hygiene or whatever, maximum things we will get from today. So all these things we will apply with our girls' child. So Summi ma'am, now it's mic is yours. Today you just give us very much information about this topic and definitely we all will get and benefited with it. Come on. Oh, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Summi Saurabh, our resource person today, to start the further. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. A very good morning to all teachers of CPS. First of all, I like to thank Principal Ma'am and Secretary Sir for giving me this opportunity. Well, since everyone is here, we should get started. We have a gender issue in education. Don't we think so? Although we are running co-education, we used to say that. Myself also, I also just read in co-education. But when we talk about the gender sensitivity, that means Laingik Samvedanshilata. The topic itself is a very sensitive. So, what should be aim of today's education? What should be the goal we have to achieve through the education? The ultimate goal is gender equality. I think all of you agree with this. The ultimate goal is gender equality. In the society, as the society builds the state, nation, we are talking about the nation. We are talking about the equality. We are talking about the 50% of population. In India, in today's scenario, only 65% female. What is that? It is the literacy rate of Indian female population. Yes, 65%. What about the males? At that time, literacy rate is 85%. That means 20% lagging behind. But our aim is, okay, we want to make India the Vishwaguru. The literacy rate should be 100%. In each and every case, being a teacher, we want this. Okay, we should just make the education educated. But we count it on the basis of the literacy rate. It is an alarming situation for us that literacy rate for the girls' children is only 65%. We can't accept it. Then why we are lagging behind? Where we are lagging behind? What are the stereotypes that is actually prevailing in the society? So, achieving gender equality requires the engagement of the women, men, girls and boys equally. That means it is everyone's responsibility. Everyone has to equally participate in this regard. Gender equality is more than a goal. Gender equality is more than a goal itself. As when we talk about the gender equality, actually we are talking about the development. Actually we are talking about the education system. Actually we are talking about the poverty. Actually we are talking about the promoting the national development. So if we want to build our nation, each and every individual has to go to the school first. The thing is that when we talk about the India, we talk about the villages, especially, yes. When we talk about the ratio, when we talk about the literacy rate, the people which are living in the towns, each and everyone, just sending their wards, their children to the school equally. But what is the scenario in the village? is not applicable there. And it is the truth. We have to accept it. Not all the girl child are getting equal education, although their brothers are going to school, but they don't get chance. Then, if we want to make India proud, if we want to make our nation, then here we have to achieve the gender equality. Basically, when we talk about the gender equality, actually this very topic basically focused on the girls' education. So, the today's topic is gender sensitivity and gender equality. When we talk about out of school children of primary school age, this is the data that 28.4 million boys are out of school and 30.9 million girls are out of school. That means here rate is again higher in the case of the girls. The purple color, that means left the school. In the case of boys, 6.9%. In the case of the girls, 5.2%. Like to enter a school, that is 9.7%. Girls, yes, it is the data. When they are asked, either you want to go to the school, they say yes, we want to. But thing is that they are not getting this privilege due to the financial condition and some other reason. When we talk about the student unlikely to ever enter the school, then in the case of the girls it is 16% and in the case of the boys 8.2%. This is the systematic data. Now, one individual activity before going to the gender, because sometimes the word gender and sex, they just get interchanged. But thing is that both things are not same. It actually differs. So here are some questions regarding the individual activity. The very first question, a form of social organization in which females are dominated by male is termed as, this is the individual activity. At first, you this very question. The white sheet is provided to your desk. At first, do this one and we will discuss. Not to discuss the answer. This is the individual work. Whatever you thought about the correct option, you just do that one.
Then it can be a little bit large.
What side should be large?
Are you saying across the
Yes. Hey. Sorry, sir. There is two more options. Three options are there. Question number 4. Question number 5. Question number 5 is women and transgender are oppressed because of historical reason, biological reason, male dominance. Just wait, ma'am. Scroll, sir. So as it is the individual activity, so question number 1, I'm just reading it once again. A form of social organization in which the females are dominated by the male is termed as patriarchy. That is the right answer. Yes, ma'am. It is the right answer. Gender and sex. Option A are same, are completely different. C overlap. Okay, that means I get means A, B, C. If there is MCQ, only one option is correct. That is are completely different. Question number 3. Different genders dress differently because of Personal reason, social reason, biological. This is the right one, that is the social reason. Most of time, gender inequality affects men, women in poor countries, women and transgender everywhere. That is more rightly to say, option C, women and transgender everywhere. Women and transgender are oppressed because of? That is the right answer, Saurabh sir. That is male dominance. Yes, there is no historical, biological reason is not there. That is कहते हैं पुरुष प्रधान देश, पुरुष प्रधानता की वजह से होता है. This is the right one. There are more men than women at senior position at workplace because of? Yes, women has to look after their family also. Then all jobs can be done by every gender. This question may vary totally or agree, partially, no one is disagreeing. But I think I gave the answer, totally agree. Yes, this is the right one. The school where I work treats all the teachers equally. Not as per the theoretical, this is the practical question. You should be very much clear about the answer, that whatever you make the put only for the just making your answer correct or you are doing so. This is the thing. This is all about the gender equality. And this is the topic. The school where I work treat all teachers equally. Again. Okay, totally agree. ये कहते हैं आदर्श स्थिति है. अगर ये हो जाए, then we will achieve our target. The school where I teach has a student or employees from the transgender community. No, still we don't have. But I want, when I am going through this very subject, I just found one new thing. Transgender are also accepted by the society right now. अभी ये कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. पहले होता था कि ओ, अगर बच्चे ट्रांसजेंडर हैं, उनकी कम्युनिटी अलग. एक नाम बताना चाहूंगी, that is प्राची राठौर. मे बी सभी ने नहीं सुना है. Yes, she is the first transgender and she is a doctor in Telangana. When I just been searching for each and everything, I just search for the transgender, as they are not accepted by the society, not at all. Till yet, we can say that. But nowadays, there is change in the condition, the scenario. They are also accepted by, and she is working in Osmani General Hospital, that is situated in the Telangana. And in that very hospital, 2 transgender doctors are there. Why they are there? That means they are accepted by the society, as they can do their jobs. For doing the medical practice, means gender shouldn't be a criteria. I think I just found it very new thing for me, that okay, this very Prachi Rathore is a doctor in Telangana, means government hospital. Have you ever thought about the absence of transgender people from the school and workplace? Due to that reason, I cite an example. That somewhere now in the society, they are being accepted by the society. No, that we can't be gender biased. So the question is that is sex and gender are the same thing? The answer is no. Sex and gender are the two different things. So when we talk about the sex of an individual, we actually going for their biological, morphological, physiological features. That is a woman, a man, or a transgender born with. Here I use the term gender. In India, gender sensitivity policy is there. Gender sensitivity is a very important and sensitive topic, as it is also discussed in our parliament. Over there, a policy has been made that gender sensitive parliament respond to the need and interest of both women and men in their structure, operation, method and work, and remove the barrier to women fulfilling their potential. Yes, this is the main policy. But we still just stick in a topic. If sex is related to the birth of the baby, then what is gender? And that very sex is total biological approach. It is totally different from the gender. Sex is what biologically assigned to an individual. That means a child when born with. If having the male reproductive structure, then the boy child. Having the female reproductive structure, then the girl child. And what is gender? Gender is what a person identifies himself or herself. That means this very thing is totally made by the society. Gender is not binary. It is a spectrum. So when we talk about the gender, either in the Hindi or in the English, sir, दो gender तो नहीं है. How many genders are there? इंग्लिश की बात कर रहे हैं सर, कॉमन भी है ना? Yes sir. Then we also talk about the sexual minorities. That means about the females. Now the picture is clear about the sex and the gender. Sex refers to the biological and physiological characteristic that define men and a woman. This is what sex is all about. That means it is nothing but the biological and physiological characteristic that defines men and a woman. Whereas when we talk about the gender, gender refers to the socially constructed roles, behaviors, activities and attributes that a given society consider appropriate for a man and a woman. Here, I want to ask few questions. You have to just tell me that very statement is for gender or sex. So my first statement is, women give birth to babies, men do not. That is sex, right one. Girls are gentle, boys are rough. Gender. Doctors are men, nurses are women. Again gender. Boys don't cry. क्या लड़की के जैसा रो रहा है? Boys don't cry. Boys and girls both are equally good in mathematics, science another subject. But sometimes some teachers may say that may not be not true for each and everyone, not true for our school, not for our school. But there is a statement, boys are good at mathematics and science and girls are good at language and history. Again gender. When one thinks of an engineer, one hardly even think of a woman. Why it is so? अब ये बहुत burning है कि when one think about an engineer, one hardly even think of a woman. Again, it is the statement of the gender. These are the things we should focus on for today's discussion, for today's in-house training. Boys' voice breaks at puberty, girls don't. That is 6. Girls need to reach home on time. Gender. All men are expected to work and earn money for the family. Gender. Individuals from transgender community do not benefit from education. Gender. There is something wrong with transgender people and they can be cured by regular counseling and treatment. Again gender. It is difficult to employ transgender people as they are different. Yes. These are the some burning questions that actually arise in our mind. तो आज का जो विषय है that is gender equality, लैंगिक संवेदनशीलता. So when just we talk about the sex and gender, what we just want to describe, what we are thinking of when this very two word comes. Sex is permanent and universal. Male and female. Okay, transgender. That means sex is a permanent. But for the transgender, we are not mentioning the sex. We are biologically using the term, okay, hermaphrodite होता है. But when we talk about the human beings, males and females, but now one column get increased. But that is not the biologically expect. Why? When we just go for that, we can understand that sex is a permanent and universal thing. But gender is the construction varies from one society to another society. To put it in another way, male and female are the sex categories, while masculine and feminine are the gender. Basically, this is the basic thing what we just study when we are in the school, what we are teaching to our student. So if we want to inculcate, we want to build the gender equality as we are the teachers, we can play a vital role in this. जब कोई छोटे होते हैं, when a child born, what to do, क्या करना है, क्या नहीं करना है, क्या पहनना है. Just recall. When I am going through this very topic, I also want to recall. किसने मुझे सबसे पहले बताया था? Okay, being a girl, you should wear this. Being a boy, अगर boy है, आपको ये करना है, आपको ये नहीं करना है. Just recall that very time. थोड़ा सा अपने बचपन में जाएंगे, थोड़ा सा सोचेंगे, और कोई बताना चाहेंगे तो बता सकते हैं. बता सकते हैं. We all are teacher. We can share our experiences. कोई नहीं बताएंगे. Okay. Who tells? That means parents or the grandparents. As means in today's scenario, we are living in nuclear family. That means parents. Okay, mother and father. But when we talk about maybe in our days, then dada dadi, nana nani, the grandparents. बेटे ऐसे नहीं बैठते हैं, ऐसे नहीं खाते हैं, ऐसे नहीं पहनते हैं. This is the thing. इसमें कोई बात नहीं है. हम ये बता सकते हैं. Okay. Nowadays parents, you are a boy, you are a girl, you have to dress like that. ये बताया जाता है. Then question arises, why it is so? Up to the certain age, before the puberty, there is no any such restriction. I think you all agree. ऐसा होता है ना? जब तक 8-10 साल के बच्चे हो के कोई दिक्कत नहीं. जींस पहनो, टी शर्ट पहनो, शॉर्ट हेयर रखो, all that thing. कैसे बैठ रहे हो, कैसे खा रहे हो, no one is going to just means ask you. कोई नहीं टोकता है. I think I am right. Not earlier to that, but these are the, if this very topic is taken for the today's scenario, and that very all the data that is collected, that is means collected data of the India only, sir. We are privileged that we don't face such a problem. We are lucky for that, but not each and everyone. In our classroom, if we build a relationship with student, अगर कोई बच्चे बताएंगे या कोई बच्ची बताएगी कि what actually they face. I'm not talking about each and every person. I'm not talking about the 100% student. लेकिन कुछ बच्चे ऐसे होते हैं. Still they are facing these things. अभी भी बहुत बच्चियां आती हैं, उनको हाउस होल्ड काम करना है. तुम लड़की हो, थोड़ा सा माँ का हाथ बटा दो, ये काम करके स्कूल जाओगी. आज मेट नहीं आई है, थोड़ा सा झाड़ू. आज का सिनारियो मैं बता रही हूँ. दिस इज प्रेजेंट स्टेटमेंट. ठीक है, शाम हो गया, ज्यादा शाम नहीं होना चाहिए, टाइम पे घर आ जाना, अंधेरे से पहले घर आ जाना. आज का स्टेटमेंट है सर. आज हम अगर अपने बच्चों को भी अंधेरा हो गया है, छोड़ो तुम नहीं जाओ, अगर घर में भाई है कुछ लाना है, ओके यू गो. आज का सिनेरियो है. आई थिंक ऑल एग्री. दिस इज द थिंग. देन हाउ वी कैन टॉक अबाउट द जेंडर इक्वालिटी एंड व्हाई इट इज सो. क्वेश्चन इज दैट, और मैंने कहा था कि विद्यालय जो है सामाजिक चेतना का केंद्र है. यस, वी हैव टू लाइट दैट वेरी कैंडल. वी हैव टू प्रज्वलित द दिया फॉर दिस वेरी पर्पस. हमें समाज को जगाना है, सभी को नहीं, समाज में जो सोए हैं उनको ये बताना है what is the need of education and what is the gender equality. क्योंकि पोटेंशियल तो सब में होता है. Each and every individual has the potential to do each and everything. और सभी बच्चे अपने में यूनिक होते हैं. Either we talk about the boy or a girl. तो जहाँ पे हम कैलिबर की बात करते हैं, when we talk about the skill, when we talk about the knowledge, वहाँ पे जेंडर नहीं आता. So we just don't be gender biased anywhere as we are the teachers. We have more responsibilities as these very things are being cultured and cultivated in the school. Whatever they are learning, they are talking in their homes, that is going into the society. कहीं ना कहीं अगर कहेंगे कि मेंटेलिटी जो डेवलप होता है वो स्कूल में होता है. सभी एग्री हैं? थिंग इज दैट सर, उसके लिए ही बैठे हैं. यानी कि when we talk about the gender sensitivity, we try to ensure that people really list on the assumption about the traditional and outdated view on the role of the man and a woman. So what is the traditional role? अगर दादा दादी की कहानी दी हुई है बच्चों के लिए, नाना नानी की है, तो होगा कि नानी के घर गए थे, नानी ने बहुत स्वादिष्ट खाना बनाया. नाना मेंशन नहीं रहता है. तो ये तो जो है, एक मैं वीडियो दिखाना चाहूंगी, आप पहले देखिए.
All your vitals are fine for now. You will be better by next week.
Thank you, doctor.
I'm not your doctor. I'm the nurse.
Really? I thought only women could be nurses.
Why is that?
Well, women are better caretakers. After all, they usually do the cooking, cleaning and caring of the family. So wouldn't it make sense for them to take care for the patients and not to treat them?
That is not true. Men can be good caretakers as well. And to be good husbands and fathers, they should consistently help out around the house.
But shouldn't the husband have a higher salary than his wife so that he can support his family? Therefore, shouldn't men be the doctors?
That is not necessary. This job pays well and it helps me support my family financially.
I also feel women are more emotional, so they bond with the patients better.
Men can be equally emotional as well. It depends from person to person. Times are changing. Men can take care of the house and women can take care of the family finances. She does not have to rely on a man to take care of her anymore. The traditional roles of both genders are changing and people can now decide which role they want to play in their family.
Ah, I see. I am sorry for my assumption.
That is all right.
So this very video belongs to the present scenario. When we talk about the different occupations, अगर छोटे बच्चे की भी बुक में बात करें, तो पिक्चर के साथ छोटे बच्चे को दिखाना रहता है. नर्स, लिटरली अ फीमेल फोटोग्राफ इज देयर. कभी नहीं रहता है कि नर्स, ओके, जो नर्सिंग करेगा, जो देखभाल करेगा, इट कुड बी आइदर मैन और वुमन. यहाँ पे तो जेंडर की बात है, यहाँ पे हम सेक्स की बात नहीं कर रहे थे. तो when we talk about, अगर कुछ चीजें हैं that actually cultured in our mind, कि हमने भी बुक में ऐसा पढ़ा था, that very photograph is going to be inserted. यानी कि when we talk about the doctor, तो एक मेल फोटोग्राफ with stethoscope. Imagine our time when we learn, अभी भी रहता है in most of the book. When we talk about the nurses, normally female photograph is there. That is the true thing. Then what is this? ये क्यों है? Because कोई भी occupation, when we talk about any occupation, occupation वो होता है जो कि by choice लोग gain करते हैं, क्योंकि काम वही कर पाएंगे जो उनका choice है. दूसरा होता है वो financially जो है वो उनको मदद करे to have a better livelihood. There is no question of gender. We say that we all are teachers. बात तो यहीं पे हो गया. We all are teachers. We never talk about the sex or the gender. यहाँ पे कहते हैं टीचर हैं. Go to your maths teacher, go to your science teacher, go to your English teacher, go to the principal, go to the vice principal. This is the thing. So what till we get that language matters. हम बच्चे को जैसे लैंग्वेज में सिखाएंगे, जो बोलेंगे, that will be actually seeded in their mind. And when they grow up, जब वो बड़े होंगे, वही तो पेड़ बनेगा. That's why we are talking about the gender sensitivity inside the school campus. So, gender sensitivity often get expressed through the people's language choice. We can choose more inclusive language and use words that are gender neutral. जो मैंने अभी कहा था, teacher, doctor, nurse, professor, engineer, कौन सा gender है ये सारे सब? We all are teacher. That is common gender. हाँ जी सर. So, टॉपिक तो यही है सर, है कि क्या हमारे स्कूल में कोई एक्टिविटी जब हम कराते हैं, when we want to select our student, हम वहां तो जेंडर वाइज नहीं हो जाते हैं. सोचिएगा सर, हम स्पोर्ट्स टीचर से जानना चाहेंगे. सर प्लीज बताएंगे.
इंटरेस्ट होता है, सभी बच्चों में वैसा इंटरेस्ट नहीं है. गर्ल्स में कुछ है कि कुछ बच्चियां हैं कि ठीक है हम स्पोर्ट्स में एक्टिव है, पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते हैं, लेकिन कुछ क्या है कि नहीं हमको नहीं चलना है, हमारा कुछ और काम है, हम पढ़ने के लिए हैं. तो वहाँ पे प्रॉपर नॉलेज की भी कमी है, उनमें भी कमी है, हम भी नहीं दे पाते हैं कि आपको स्पोर्ट्स में पार्टिसिपेट. रोल मॉडल जो है वो भी कमी है मैम, कि रोल मॉडल उनके लिए नहीं है. अभी तो कुछ है, पहले तो वो भी नहीं था, जिसके कारण वो बाहर भी नहीं. दूसरा है कि पेरेंट्स भी सपोर्ट नहीं कर पाते हैं कि आपको स्पोर्ट्स खेलने के लिए अगर बाहर पार्टिसिपेशन में जाना है या फिर रांची में ही कहीं दूसरे स्कूल में जाना है, शाम हो गया, शाम तक होगा टूर्नामेंट और वहाँ जाना है, तो वो प्रॉपर.
अच्छा सर, अगर हम बात करेंगे 2020 का, तो रांची के थे धोनी जो है पहला वर्ल्ड कप 2020 का लाए. रिसेंटली जो है विमेन इंडियन क्रिकेट टीम भी लेके आई है.
वो मैम अभी धीरे धीरे वही.
तो क्या ये सारी चीजें हम क्लास में देख पाते हैं? मैं बस ऐसे जनरल, वी आर जस्ट डिस्कसिंग दिस टॉपिक, क्योंकि जहां स्पोर्ट्स और गेम्स की बात होती है, टिल डेट बाहर ले जाने की बात होती है, वी ऑफन प्रेफर the boys. Many biological reasons are there. The cause of concern is there. Then the cause of main thing about the guardian protective nature. बाहर कैसे भेज दें बच्चे को, स्पेशली टीनेज बच्चे रहते हैं. लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं देखें कि वो भी तो किसी के घर की बेटियां हैं सर. अभी वो जो है वर्ल्ड कप लेके आए. और when we talk about the gender equality, तो इंडियन जो है क्रिकेट टीम में दोनों के पीसेस इक्वल कर दिए गए. पहले इक्वल नहीं थे. न्यूज में आया था सर,
कुछ पढ़ा है लेकिन इक्वल नहीं.
आगे जेंडर अब देखिए आप ही के साइड से आ रहा है सर. बस यही तो डिस्कस करना है सर, कि वहां भी जा रहे हैं, उतना ही ओवर का हो रहा है भाई. एक ओवर में तो 6 ही सारे चौके लगा रहे हैं, ऑल दैट थिंग बोथ आर डूइंग द सेम थिंग, सिंपल। अच्छा थोड़ा छोटा हो गया, कहेंगे कि ओके नहीं मेजरमेंट, ओके बायोलॉजिकली ओनली दैट वेरी थिंग। लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट ऑल दिस थिंग, गेम का इंटरेस्ट कम नहीं होता है, कहीं ना कहीं हम इंटरेस्ट नहीं ले पाए। अगर इंटरेस्ट नहीं होता तो पूरी ऑल इंडिया बेसिस पे टीम नहीं बनती, वर्ल्ड कप लेके नहीं आती। वर्ल्ड के भी डिफरेंट टीम्स हैं। इन मींस इन अगर कहेंगे कि एवरी गेम, एवरी स्पोर्ट, गर्ल्स टीम्स आर देयर, बॉयज टीम्स आर देयर। लेकिन व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट, ठीक है भाई हमारे नेशन को रिप्रेजेंट किए, हमारे लिए मेडल्स लेके आ रहे हैं, इससे बड़ी गर्व की बात हमारे लिए नहीं होगी। इस साल पहली बार भाई 2020 में जो है विमेंस जो है अंडर 19 टीम जो है वर्ल्ड कप लाई। छोटी बात कहाँ है सर, पूरे वर्ल्ड में खेल रहे हैं, जाकर के खेल के लेके आ रहे हैं और फिर आ जाता है व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट द सैलरी, यस इक्वल नहीं है। अभी तो ये प्रेजेंट सिनेरियो है, न्यूज में आया था दे शुड बी पेड इक्वली, मैं भी देख रही थी न्यूज में आया था, होगा। दैट मीन्स वी आर प्रोग्रेसिंग इन दैट वेरी रिगार्ड। लेकिन पहले कितने लोग जानते थे अबाउट द वुमेन नेशनल टीम्स? नहीं, वो स्पोर्ट्स की बात थी।
Ma'am, but it is created by our government. They are not promoting the women or girls.
This is the thing that, this is the main thing, sir. Why it is so? That very topic is provided by the CBSE, means chosen by the CBSE for taking the different webinar for the teacher that we shouldn't be gender biased in our school. Thing is that we should cultivate such a means situation in the school that either the boy or the girl will get equal chance to participate in each and everything beside the education. Then question arises, हम खुद से ही पूछेंगे क्या हम दे पा रहे हैं? हम अपने आप से, this is the self realization question. गवर्नमेंट ये करेगी, गवर्नमेंट क्या, हमारा जो है ओके, हम भी एक संस्था में है, we are inside the school campus, हम we can connect to the society, हम सोसाइटी से कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं through the school.
Excuse me, are we not promoting gender bias by providing a selected game for boys and girls?
Yes.
In our school, we are school person, we can select, but we are not.
That very answer is given by the sport teacher, sir. That is pure depend upon the choice of the student. If girls want to play the cricket, they will get the cricket kit and they will provide that very playground. And true, sir? ये बिल्कुल इंटरेस्ट की बात है। अगर वो फुटबॉल खेलना चाहेंगे, इट इज आवर ड्यूटी, हमको ये पसंद है, हम बास्केटबॉल खेलेंगे, हम वॉलीबॉल खेलेंगे, ओके वी आर इंटरेस्टेड इन प्लेइंग द हॉकी, वी शुड प्रोवाइड देम। यहाँ पे कंडीशन है, जो बच्चे हैं वो इंटरेस्टेड होने चाहिए, आइदर बॉय और गर्ल। यहाँ पे हम ये कल्चर ला सकते हैं। आई थिंक आई एम राइट सर? ये प्योर है, लेकिन हमारे साइड से नहीं होना चाहिए। ओके गो फॉर द इंडोर, क्या खेलोगे, नॉट लाइक दैट। वो वहां से स्टार्ट होता है। स्कूल में स्पोर्ट्स इवेंट जितने कराते हैं, दीज थिंग एक्चुअली ब्रिंग्स द डिसिप्लिन। पहला रूल होता है सर द डिसिप्लिन। विदाउट डिसिप्लिन, और वहां पे इसलिए कराते हैं टीम वर्क, द ग्रुप वर्क, द पीयर मीन्स डिस्कशन, ये सारी चीजें इसी से आती हैं। तो कहीं ना कहीं अगर फिर उसको कैरियर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखते हैं, जेंडर बाइस्ड हैं, अभी भी परसिस्ट कर रही है। लेकिन जब मैंने पढ़ा ट्रांसजेंडर के लिए भी ओके, सोसाइटी इज नाउ एग्री टू एक्सेप्ट देम। जस्ट आस्क फ्रॉम योरसेल्फ, इफ एनी ट्रांसजेंडर अप्लाई फॉर अ स्कूल, can you able to accept them as your colleague? हम ये किसी से नहीं पूछेंगे, आप अपने से पूछिए। और जो मेंटलिटी जो हमारे में इनकलकेट किया गया है कि ट्रांसजेंडर आते थे कब, जब न्यू बॉर्न बेबी होता था, अंदर जाओ, पुरुष प्रधान देश है। घर में डिसीजन मेकिंग जो होगा, जो बड़े बड़े डिसीजन लिए जाएंगे, कौन लेते हैं? ठीक है, आपका सुन लिया जाएगा, आपकी बातें सुनी जाएंगी, मानना ना मानना तो, एंड बॉस इज ऑलवेज राइट, स्टिल इट इज परसिस्टिंग। अब नहीं होता है सर। हाँ सर, आपके साइड से सुनना चाहेंगे सर, हम इंटरेस्टेड हैं, क्योंकि व्हाट एक्चुअली हमको लगता है कि जितने हमारे टीचर्स हैं वो हमसे एग्री कर रहे होंगे। आपके साइड का नहीं सुना है सर, आपका भी सुनना चाहेंगे।
Actually, female are dominating.
ओके सर, वेरी नाइस, बहुत अच्छा है सर। उनके लिए तो कोटेशन है, जननी जन्मभूमिश्च स्वर्गराज्यं पर। अगर आपके यहाँ अगर फीमेल डोमिनेंस है तो मातृभूमि और जो जन्म देती है माँ, उनके तो जन्म में ही स्वर्ग है। वो बच्चे को कभी ना आपको कोई गलत सजेशन मिलने वाला है और ना बच्चे को कभी वो रॉन्ग डायरेक्शन में जाने देगी। तो आपका तो भाई प्रोग्रेस जो होगा घर का बहुत होने वाला है। दिस इज द थिंग, यस। और इसके लिए तो एजुकेटेड होना चाहिए। When we talk about the marriages, नॉर्मली देखा जाता था, अच्छा देखो तो कितना बड़ा हुआ है, अच्छा बच्चा क्या है, ओके इंजीनियर है, बैचलर डिग्री है ना, लड़की क्या है, मास्टर डिग्री, नहीं नहीं, these are the things वहां पे होता है। स्टिल वहां पे कि ओके डिसीजन मेकर कौन है, मैंने कहा बॉस, अब कौन सा जेंडर आप बता देंगे। डिसीजन मेकर इज ऑलवेज अ बॉस, द चेयरपर्सन। अब होम मिनिस्टर है, फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर है, आप बता देंगे। दैट इज द थिंग। स्टिल it is still in our society and it is true. So the gender discriminatory vote are not अगर कहेंगे जाओ जाके पानी ले आओ, I'm just citing the example. कोई घर में आया, बेटा बेटी दोनों है, हम नहीं कह रहे, आई एम यूजिंग वेरी सिंपल, जाओ जाके पानी ले आओ। किसको कहते हैं? कहेंगे आई ओनली हैज अ सिंगल चाइल्ड, भाई मेरा जो है वही लेके आएगा। लेकिन सपोज किया घर में बेटा है बेटी है, कोई आए, अच्छा बच्चा बेटा जाओ तो पानी ले आओ। नॉर्मली जो आज्ञाकारी है लेके आएंगे, नॉर्मली मैंने कहा आज्ञाकारी है वो लेके आएंगे। आज के डेट में मैं बता रही हूँ, आज के डेट में, पहले बेटियां लाती थी, एग्जैक्टली बेटी को ही बोला जाता था, अंकल आए हैं, आंटी आए हैं, घर में बड़े आए हैं, रिलेट जाओ बेटा थोड़ा सा चाय बना दो, थोड़ा पानी ले आओ। दिस इज द थिंग। लेकिन आज के डेट में कौन लगता है? आज्ञाकारी बच्चे जो हैं आजकल बोलेंगे मुझे ही क्यों बोलते हो, मैं ही क्यों लाऊं, ये भी तो दे सकते हैं। एक दो बार ड्यूरिंग द ऑफिस आवाज जब ये आए, ओके बेटा दे देना, मैंने नहीं कहा कि दैट आइदर माय डॉटर और सन विल गोइंग टू जस्ट ब्रिंग दैट ग्लास ऑफ वाटर। My daughter asked, लड़की ही क्यों लाएगी और उसको ही क्यों लाना है, लड़का भी तो ला सकता है। This is the question. Then actually at that, she was only 5-year-old at that very time. दोनों बैठा हुआ था, उस समय वो 3 साल का था। At that very time, मैं ही क्यों लाऊंगी, ये भी तो ला सकता है। तो वो तो आरोप देखा, मुझसे नहीं होगा, टेबल लगा लो। What she just replied, टेबल लगा लो, तुमसे भी ये आ जाएगा। Then I realized, no, the thing that should be given in the home also, in the school, that should be equal as a parent from us. And that is our duty inside the school campus. जितने भी बच्चे पढ़ रहे हैं, they are actually our child. वो हमारे ही बच्चे हैं. जो हम सिखाएंगे, वो सीखेंगे. तो from that very time, I just okay, सुबह का पूजा करोगे, करोगे, संध्या आरती करोगे. And actually my son is giving the संध्या आरती per day. उसका डिपार्टमेंट है. I used to just I did it in my home. तो एक दो आए तो जब सब बजाई देखे आपके यहाँ बेटा देता है संध्या, हम बोला हाँ यही देता है पर डे, छोटा से इसका ही काम है, संध्या आरती यही करेगा. वो करता है, संग भी बहुत अच्छा बजाता है. That means कुछ चीजें, something that actually we just don't focus on that. हम ध्यान ही नहीं देते क्या हो गया. It is a small thing. But that very small thing कहीं ना कहीं ब्रेन में ओके बैठ जाता है. Then when we talk about the gender equality, that means each and everything is equal for both men and women by giving them wider choice. ये wider choice कैसा होना चाहिए? When we talk about the traditional days, घर में खाना कौन बनाते हैं? माँ बनाएगी. माँ का तबीयत खराब है तब भी माँ बनाएगी. लेकिन अब ऐसा नहीं होता है. हाँ जी सर. यस सर. अभी तो मास्टर शेफ भी आ रहा है सर. मास्टर शेफ आ रहे हैं. ये जो स्टीरियोटाइप्स था, मैन आर वेरी गुड कुक, तो उनकी वाइफ से पूछेंगे कितने अच्छे कुक हैं, क्योंकि वो सप्ताह में अगर एक दिन बनाएंगे लिटरली सर बहुत टेस्टी खाना बनाएंगे. लेकिन अगर पर डे तीनों टाइम किचन में बनाना पड़ेगा तभी अच्छा बनाएंगे. बस सर यही. दिस इज द थिंग. दैट मीन्स वी शुड नॉट बी जेंडर बाइस्ड. वहां भी है कि हाँ पहले भी तो माँ बनाती है खाना, ठीक है, उसके बाद वाइफ बनाएगी खाना, फिर बेटी बनाएगी, बहू बनाएगी. ये थिंग अभी भी है. कहने में हम एक दिन के लिए बोल देते हैं नो नो ओके, आई ऑल्सो ओके एग्री, मैन आर वेरी गुड कुक. जब बनाते हैं बहुत अच्छा बनाते हैं, नॉर्मली बनाते नहीं है. लेकिन बहुत को आता भी नहीं है, ये भी रियलाइज कीजिएगा. बहुत ने कभी चलाया भी नहीं होगा. In the case, अभी मेरा खत्म नहीं हुआ है बात सर, एक मिनट. I will give the time for the queries. कुछ चीजें शेयर कर रही हूँ. There are the live examples. क्योंकि what I see, जो मैंने देखा, मैंने समाज में देखा, वो मेरा मैंने जो देखा मैक्सिमम मेजॉरिटी ने देखा है. तो वहां पे जब बात आती है, when we talk about, अगर दोनों वर्किंग भी हैं तो किचन डिपार्टमेंट इज स्टिल बिलोंग टू, both are working, both are getting the same salary. लेकिन 4 बजे उठ के खाना तो बनाना है, तब जॉब पे जाना है. दिस इज द ट्रूथ. तो वैन अगर हम 4 बजे उठ के सुबह बना रहे हैं तो शाम में हम थक गए तो हम भी एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं. This is the thing. Yes, this is the expectation. Be very bold. I want to state it. कि when we are equally managing the house, being a mother, being a homemaker, being a teacher, क्योंकि जो मेरे रिसोर्स पर्सन आए थे उनका भी, she was principal and COE of the Jaipur. उन्होंने कहा है still when we talk about the kitchen, खाना कौन बनाएगा? This is the truth, actually truth. We always talk about many things loudly. Okay, we are inculcating the gender-biased atmosphere. And that very gender-biased atmosphere कहाँ पे है? Just think about it. अब कोई कुछ पूछना चाहेंगे तो पूछिए. हाँ जी धीरज सर. Sir, but I think you are bachelor. You don't have the practical experience.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I want to ask that, that is gender bias. Especially, I think that this is promoted by women's events. A male
You are very right, sir.
Even a male can marry a girl, that is less related to her.
Yes.
But is it possible for a girl who is at a higher position and marry?
That is the main thing, sir. ना? That is the thing. कहता है कि औरत औरत की दुश्मन हो जाती है. In that regard. This is the quotation. Why? हाँ हमने तो भाई अपनी मदर हम तो ये करते थे, हमने तो इतना करके दिया है, आज के तो बच्चे कुछ नहीं करते हैं. But thing is that if they are working equally, why they don't get the same position in their home, in the kitchen, in the decision making? सर ने पूछा और सर ने जो बोला that is very nice. हाँ ये भी है, ये है. तो ये जो change आएगा, when we talk about the change, तो change कहाँ से start होगा? Ultimate फिर आ गए सर स्कूल पे, ये एजुकेशन से होगा. जो हम हैं हमारे बाद की जनरेशन है, उनकी थिंकिंग ऐसी नहीं होगी. थिंकिंग बदल भी गई है सर. उनकी थिंकिंग ऐसी नहीं होगी. They will get the equal opportunity in each and every regard. अभी भी मिल रहा है बहुत घर में, लेकिन 100% हो रहा है. That is the ideal condition. और साइंस भी कहता है कि भाई आइडियल कंडीशन तो पहुंचने में बहुत टाइम लगता है. It will take time. It will take time. So जो सर ने बोला, that very topic, that is socialization के बारे में बात करेंगे. Gender roles determine how males and females should think, speak, dress, and interact within the context of society. They define what is masculine and feminine. Parents, teachers, peers, films, television, and religion teach and reinforce gender roles. This is the thing. I think all you are agree with all these points. क्या कोई कुछ बोलना चाहेंगे? जी सर.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes sir.
Just what input I wish to make present here. Like what happened in the past.
Yes.
In our grandfather time or grandparents' time, it's okay. What is happening in our time, that is also okay. But now is the turn of the future generation. For them, we are sitting here and we have discussed many more things, and we continue to discuss in school education related to school education under the umbrella of CBSE board, because CBSE is spread not only in India, in several countries, around 30 countries. One question from my side and one suggestion from my side to all the stakeholders of this school as well as the stakeholders of CBSE board is that I have seen somewhere in some countries they give training to even boy child like ironing of clothes and cooking and those many more things like a girl can do. So why cannot we can have a just a neutral view about our children so that we can give under the head of skill training. We can give the skill training to the boy child, how the girl child is brought, and a girl child how she can be given those things that a boy child can be expected from him. So in this way, I think a neutral environment can be created, and this is the solution, I think.
Very nice, sir. But I think जो मेरे समय में केंद्रीय विद्यालय में पढ़े थे, उस समय एक पीरियड दिया जाता था SUPW. And in that very period, either you are a boy or a girl, hardly material. कुरूस भी चलाना था, बुनाई भी करना था, पावदान भी बनाना था. Per day manuals are there. उन्होंने जो है झाड़ू दे दिया है, but per day 2 student जो असेंबली में जाते थे, रोल वाइज रहते थे, डस्टिंग करते थे. हमने भी किया, बागवानी करते थे, फ्लावर लाते थे, लगाते थे. यस. और इसके लिए एक पीरियड दिया गया था सर. दैट वेरी थिंग इज अगेन प्रोवाइडेड बाय द नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी. ये सारी चीजें कराई जाती थी हमारे साथ. व्हेन आई वाज अ स्टूडेंट, जब मैंने बुनाई किया तो मेरे क्लास में जितने बॉयज थे, मेरे जितने फ्रेंड्स थे, उन्होंने भी बुनाई सीखा, उन्होंने भी कुरूस चलाना सीखा. एज वी हैव टू सबमिट दैट वन बना के. आज के बच्चे जो रेडीमेड खरीद के असाइनमेंट और ये जमा करते हैं, हाथ का बनाया हुआ, और स्पेलिंग अपना नाम का लिखवाते थे. हमने ये सारी चीजें घर में नहीं सीखी थी, माँ से मैंने नहीं सीखा, बट आई लर्न ऑल दिस थिंग इन स्कूल. और अब देखिए कि बीच में जो भी सिस्टम था, जो भी था, उसमें ये चीजें बच्चों को नहीं दी गई. तो इसके लिए जो भी सिस्टम की अगर बात करें, लेकिन व्हेन वी आर मेकिंग द नेक्स्ट जनरेशन, इट्स आवर रोल बीइंग अ टीचर. हम ये कर सकते हैं. We can just include this thing into our routine, जिसमें ये कराई जाए. पहले तो सर वहाँ पे पाक कला में भी होता था, कुछ लोग लाइए और बनाइए, ऑल दैट थिंग ये होती थी, बीच में गायब हुआ जो एजुकेशन पॉलिसी बीच में आई थी. लेकिन जब मैं स्टूडेंट थी, ये सारी चीजें स्कूल में कराई जाती थी. ये चीजें स्कूल में जो मेरे एज के होंगे, जो मेरे समय में पढ़े होंगे, उस समय शायद आप भी, तो उस समय एट दैट टाइम ये चीजें स्कूल में ही कराई गई हैं. यस सर, SUPW. तो ये चीजें फिर आ रही हैं, क्योंकि बीच में कहीं ना कहीं ये गैप था, और उस गैप को फिर से भरने से हम कह रहे हैं कि नॉट आवर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, ये हमारी ही रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है, क्योंकि हम नेक्स्ट जनरेशन को बना रहे हैं.
Gender awareness plays an important role in making women and men aware about gender equality, benefits of gender equality, and the consequences of gender inequality. When we are gender aware, our attitude, behavior, and belief change positively against the inequalities between women and men, and thus contribute to a balanced growth of the society. This is Ambipur, a small village in Raigad district of Maharashtra. We are here to meet Mia, Jay and their family. Let's take a few minutes to see what's happening in their lives. Gender and related concepts. Mia has been selected to represent the school at the science exhibition in the nearby town, and she is running back home to share this news with the family, and she meets Dadi on the way back home.
Mama, I got selected to go to town for the science exhibition.
Dadi is very upset when she hears this.
Tom, are you crazy? Do you know how unsafe it is for girls? I listen about the scary situation on the radio every day. Do you remember your sister was also excited to go to town for agriculture extension training? Thank God that your father strictly told her that he would not entertain such a stupid idea. See, now she is happily married. Forget it, all this silly science fair and town. Learn some household work like your mother and sister.
Even in today's age, women and even girls like Mia are denied the right to proper education. Men, on the other hand, have preferential treatment. Let us see what is happening in Jay's house. It's time for Jay to come back from school and Parvati is preparing kheer. Jay smells this and jumps into action.
Mama, are you making my favorite kheer? Please let me help you make the kheer now.
Have you gone mad? You're a man and your job is not in the kitchen. Go out and watch TV or do your homework.
Most societies have treated men and women differently, giving men the advantage over women. Let us see how. On a bright day, Mia and Jay are walking back from school. They are passing by Ramu Kaka's shop. Just then, they see a couple walk into the shop to buy toys for their children. Kaka looks at the year-old girl and says,
"Take this toy and kitchen set. I'm sure you will love this and you will love. What would you like to have? I have guns, motorbike, cars, Spider-Man and blocks."
How come Chintu got a choice to pick what he wants, but Ramu Kaka decided that Goody wants a doll and kitchen set?
Do you find these scenes familiar? Our society does not treat girls and boys equally. But wait, are girls and boys really equal? Definitely not in the minds of people like Dadi, Parvati and Ramu Kaka. Traditionally, girls have always been associated with jobs related to beauty, cooking, cleaning and so on, while men are associated with jobs involving tools, cars, bikes and so on. The reality is that most of these can be done by both girls and boys, and men and women. Men and women are different biologically, but they are not unequal. But nature does not say that the male is superior to the female. Nature does not create hierarchies or superiority, but gender does. But what is gender? Come, let us learn. Gender is a social cultural definition of girls and boys, men and women, and is created by the society. Norms of society define what girls should wear, what they should do, how they should be treated, and their rights and responsibilities. Because societies create gender, the definition can vary from society and time to time. So, what is the difference between gender and sex? Sex is what you are born with and is the same anywhere in the world, whereas gender is what you learn socially. Based on our biases, we tend to associate certain articles or activities or roles with men and women. Now that we know the difference between sex and gender, let us see how we can differentiate the natural, that is sex, and the socially made, that is gender activities. Children are taught gender from a very young age, sometimes as soon as we are born, that men and women are not equal. It continues forever through family upbringing, school education, advertisements, media, and so on. This is called socialization, teaching us how to behave, how to think and act in ways associated with one's sex. Socialization is done through different ways. Let's see how. Jay is just coming back from school. Parvati sees him limping and sulking.
Hey Jay, what happened? Why are you sulking? You're a boy. You are supposed to be strong and not cry like girls. If you keep crying, how will you take care of your Didi? Now stop playing with girls, else you will start behaving like them.
While Parvati and Jay are talking, they hear Mia singing.
Mia, why are you running and shouting like a boy? And what kind of dress are you wearing?
The girl child and the boy child are handled differently from a very young age. Codes of conduct are imposed on girls and women, such as do not run, dress like a girl, don't talk loudly, and so on. Similarly, boys and men are termed as girls and women when they show their emotions or cry. Dadaji and Mia are walking towards their home. Let's hear their conversation.
Dadaji, my teacher wanted us to write an essay on what we want to be when we grow up. Will you help me write an essay? I want to be an engineer.
Engineer? Why? It is such a difficult job. Engineers work with men and machines and carry loads. Girls are meant to do easy work.
Dadaji, but this is not easy work. Masi walks so far with water every day. And look at Gangubai. She gets firewood from so far so that she can cook.
The attention of girls and boys are directed in different directions and to different objects. This process begins very early in a child's life and is facilitated by parents and close family members. This process begins much before the child realizes the most basic biological differences between a male and a female. Let's see how society does that. That night, Radha and her husband are talking during dinner.
Today, in our group meeting, it was announced that there is a training program on digital and financial literacy for farmers starting next week. I would like to join the program.
Why do you want to strain your tender hands by typing and all that? You are good at what you are doing, working in the field and taking care of your family. If you have time, just enjoy watching TV at leisure. You don't have to strain yourself anymore. Moreover, going there in the sun will make you go dark.
Don't do all this sweet talking. For 10 years I have been working in the field, doing all the work right from sowing to weeding and harvesting. Now I really want to go for the training so that at least this year I can come along with you to the mandi and know what happens out there.
Stop talking about it now. The Mandi is not the right place for women to come. Go ahead and do whatever you want to do on the farm, but not beyond. I have now made my decision clear. Let us not create confusion in the mind of the child.
What do we see here? Girls and boys are exposed to different types of activities. Aren't we used to seeing father and son watching cricket while mother and daughter go shopping? In villages, girls are expected to help the mothers in the kitchen and look after younger siblings, and boys are expected to accompany the fathers to the fields or to the shops. Hey, look here. Looks like today is a special day. It is Dadiji's birthday. Mia and Jay are taking Dadi's blessings.
Mira Raja beta, study well and grow up strong. Rule the world and bring fame to the family. Grow up to be the most beautiful girl in the world, so that a charming prince comes and take you away.
Boys and girls are appreciated differently. While a boy may be appreciated for his strength, agility and marks at school, a girl may be appreciated for her looks, dress or cooking skills and craft. Gender bias not only creates differences in the society, but it also creates hierarchies and inequalities. Gender often determines opportunities and choices and can therefore cause discrimination. This is applicable to the farming system also. Gender inequality also impacts access to education, health or credit, etc. Gender equality is possible when men and women are treated fairly based on their needs. Power dynamics. Rules that apply to a male farmer are different from that of a female farmer. Let us see how power and privileges help individuals to progress ahead or go backwards. Let's take an example of the privileges that a male farmer has. A male farmer has access to ownership of farmland, can walk alone in the night, has the choice of using or not using a contraceptive, can go for training and meetings easily without any pressure of domestic work. He can even speak confidently about any concerns or problems in the village meeting or Gram Sabha, and is not afraid of violence at home. He has the opportunity to watch TV or listen to the radio or read the newspaper. Now, a female farmer may not have the same privileges. These power and privileges help individuals to progress ahead or go backwards.
So I think this very video justifies the present status of the women in the society. Yes, this is very true. This is actually happening. Not 100%, but there is the percentage. I think all agree. So when we talk about the India, the maximum people live in the villages still. Yes, sir. I'm not talking about that they are not allotted to go to the school, but still there is the discrimination. अब मैं बताती हूँ कैसे. Don't take it as otherwise. घर में 2 बच्चे हैं, अगर फाइनेंशियली बहुत स्ट्रांग नहीं है या हैं भी, जब बेटे को एजुकेशन देने की बात आती है तो बेस्ट स्कूल, हाई फीस स्ट्रक्चर सब कुछ देखा जाता है, और गर्ल्स को देने की बात आती है तो देखेंगे कि भाई 5 किलोमीटर के दायरा में जो नजदीक है जहां से आ जा सके आसानी से. ये मैंने देखा है. At least being a teacher, I found in my previous school कि घर से जहां नजदीक रहता था, जहां पे फीस स्ट्रक्चर थोड़ा सा कम रहता था, वहां पे लोग अपनी बेटियों को डालते थे. ये अभी का बता रही हूँ. और जहां फीस स्ट्रक्चर ज्यादा है, जो अच्छा स्कूल है, वहां पे बेटों को डालते हैं. ठीक है, हम आपकी अपनी बात नहीं. वी आर द टीचर्स, वी आर नॉट डूइंग द सेम थिंग. हम नहीं कर रहे, लेकिन अभी भी समाज में हो रहा है सर. दिस इज एक्चुअली हैपनिंग इन द सोसाइटी. पूरा हर जगह नहीं हो रहा है, लेकिन आप गांव के बारे में जाएंगे, गांव में अभी भी मेंटेलिटी वही है सर. वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द जेंडर इक्वालिटी. इट स्टिल हैव टू अचीव. ये मिला नहीं है. पहले से बहुत अच्छी स्थिति है. नाउअडेज बेटियों को अच्छे स्कूल में भेज रहे हैं, लेकिन मेंटेलिटी क्या होता है कभी कभी कि अच्छा से पढ़ेगी, अच्छा पढ़ाई रहेगा, अच्छा घर भर मिलेगा. दिस इज द थिंग. मेंटेलिटी हम अपनी जनरेशन की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, लेकिन अगर हम कहेंगे कि हम अगर अपने वी ऑल आर द टीचर्स, हम ऐसा नहीं कर रहे हैं, लेकिन सोसाइटी में ये होता है. इस तरह के स्टेटमेंट बच्चों को सुनने पड़ते हैं. नहीं पढ़ोगी तो क्या करोगी, बाहर खेलना नहीं है, घर पे रहो, माँ का हाथ बटाओ. दीज आर द थिंग्स. ये होता है, and this is the truth. We can't change it. But कहते हैं कि परिवर्तन प्रकृति का नियम है. बदलाव तो आ रहा है सर. फॉर द नेक्स्ट जनरेशन और आएगा. अगर हम चाहते हैं कि डेवलपिंग, वी आर स्टिल डेवलपिंग कंट्री. व्हाई वी आर स्टिल डेवलपिंग कंट्री? जो काम कर सकती है, उसकी इफिशियंसी क्या 100% निकल के आ रही है? नहीं आ रही है। क्यों नहीं आ रही है? अभी जितना ये एंशियंट टाइम का नहीं है सब। अगर गांव अभी भी जाते हैं तो दीज थिंग आर स्टिल प्रोसेसिंग इन द सोसाइटी। मैं तो अभी पढ़ा रही हूँ, मैं इस जनरेशन में हूँ, मैंने स्कूल में बहुत गार्जियन को देखा है। वी ऑफन जस्ट टॉक अबाउट दिस कि आपने बेटे को यहाँ डाला, बेटी को वहां डाला, व्हाई इट इज सो? नहीं, घर से नजदीक है ना मैडम, घर से नजदीक है तो आने जाने में आसानी हो जाएगा, बस का भाड़ा भी बच जाता है। दिस इज द मेंटालिटी। ये स्टेटमेंट मेरा नहीं है, जो गार्जियन को हम जब काउंसलिंग के लिए जाते थे तो वो ऐसे बोलते थे, घर का नजदीक है, पैदल चली जाती है, बगल में है, चली आती है। हायर क्लास में देखेंगे, जब आप समझाइए कि नहीं